Hello again, this is Tom. Welcome to another toy review, and this time I have my hands on Stavros The Unwavering. He knows whether or not he wants the soup or the salad. He's not confused. Let's get this bad boy open. And he's free. So this is the 25th anniversary of Big Bad Toy Store. So they got themselves a special edition figure from the Four Horsemen, and they picked what I feel is one of the best molds, the really, really cool looking dragon mold, and named him Stavros, the Unwavering. One of the best color schemes, of course. I think the Big Bad Toy Store, the BBTS, is incorporated into his symbol here. Oh yeah, you've got the B, the T, and I guess that'd be the S. That makes sense. That's actually really cool. But of course, the black and the red color scheme is amazing. I love this so much. The sculpting on the head is fantastic. Just a little bit of teal and a little bit of blue, along with the red for the eyes to really make some of that color pop. But the detailing really stands out. I love it. The pauldrons look really good. The straps, the paintwork is really nice. This is the actual cloth for the midsection here and the mid piece, as well as the back. More really good detailing on the straps here. The forearm gauntlets look really good. One of the things that I do often worry about when I'm handling the Four Horsemen, the Mythic Legion stuff, and it's not because of a low bar quality, it's because of my skittishness as a collector handling figures that, this is not, I would say, in the cheap range. Not super expensive. We're not getting into Hot Toys territory here, but decent amount. So when I encounter joints that are a little stiff, like I would actually recommend, your usual kind of hot water bath, or maybe run a hair dryer over this a little bit before you start messing around with it too much, because you start hearing that, you can probably hear that just a little bit of resistance as you're doing those initial cracks to work in those joints, and you don't want to hear anything else crack. So it's just me being skittish. The joints on this are really well done. They're really tight. Nothing is floppy, nothing is loose. But man, getting those initial bends, a little nerve-wracking, because you can hear it. Do you hear that? Oh, that hurts my feelings sometimes. But on the upside, nothing on him has snapped, nothing has broken. He has held up really well under my probably very irresponsible initial breaking in of the joints. Just asking for it. But it worked out. Things worked out in my favor. These wonderfully sculpted, wonderfully engineered figures hold up under play. I don't know if they would hold up under maybe like grade school playground play, but your typical collector picking this guy up and getting him into some action poses, he holds up pretty well. So Stavros comes with, he's got some extra hands, some grabby hands. Right now he's got his weapon holding hands are currently in there, but he's got some a little more open-ended hands. He has 2 fillers for his back section, which, if you're familiar with the Mythic Legions figures, you know that the larger ones, like kind of the ogre size, have these holes in the back here. Right now the pauldrons are plugged into them. I really love I've mentioned this before in previous videos. I really love the way that the engineering has come together with the pauldrons, that these plug into holes in the back of the figure, but then you can pop those off. I apologize, Stavros. I'm being very forward with you right now, but you can take these extra bits and kind of plug them in if you don't want, like right now, the piece that's in there. Oh, that's going to be a pain to pop out of there. That's in there. But this has a hole in it so that you can put the pauldron in there and it holds pretty well. Also, if you wanted to put If you wanted to pop wings in there, you could pop wings in there. But I think these pieces are in case you wanted to have have it look smooth without the hole. Or if you want to be weird and just double it up, and you can have him have little flesh bits hanging off of his back. That'd be strange. That's strange. You know what? This kind of looks like the back of a shell. Like, I know he's got the dragon scaling back there, but oh, wouldn't that look neat if we had a Gamera head on Stavros? If we could get a... I know I fantasy book these things a lot, but this figure... Well, first of all, put a Godzilla head on this, and he's perfect. He's got the same color scheme. He's got the same general look. The texturing on him it's right there. It's right there. There has to be some 3D printer out there, some wonderful 3D sculptor who has a Godzilla head ready to go. But also Gamera. Gamera would look awesome on this. Anyway. It is very cool that you can pop off the pauldrons if you don't want them on there, and you can replace this piece right here with just a filled in spot or some wings. I don't think that we have dragon wings yet. Of all the different parts, I believe there are demon wings. I think we have demon wings. There are feathered wings, but I don't think we have any full on dragon wings. I know that Baethir, he has wings, but he's a very expensive crowdfunding thing that has already passed. So also he's much larger than this. So we will not be getting wings for Stavros here. But that would be really cool. I hope that maybe the Four Horsemen plan on releasing that, because they're being very dragon friendly right now. But let's take a look at his. I forgot to mention he also has a gigantic sword that he comes with. This is fantastic looking. I love the detailing on it. I believe it's popped up in other Mythic Legion characters, but this is really good. I like that it very much complements the black and red and gold color scheme that Stavros has going on. He also comes with a tail, and that tail needs to go here. So it's time for Stavros to make good on his annual visit. So I apologize for what I may have to do to you, Stavros. I feel like maybe I should have some ravishing Rick Rude music playing for the background here, because I had to put his tail in, and in doing so I had to remove all his cloth goods here. So here we go. Here's a much better look at everything that makes this figure so amazing, which is all the sculpt work and all the paint work that went into this thing. Look at this. He is fantastic. Again, just all the detailing on the skulls, on the chest, the lower ab muscles here. Again, the waist piece, a little bit Killer Croc-ish, which is not a bad thing. He looks really good. I love all the work that went into this. So good job, Four Horsemen. You guys nailed it. Again, just killing it on the detailing and the face work. The paint, again, paint looks really good. Really well done. I love this figure. I've left him with just the one pauldrons. I think that looks a little bit better. With the tail attached, I think that looks really good. The only thing that is a little bit strange, and you might be able to see from here, because of the way that the midsection is connected to the lower portion here, there's a little bit of a gap. And I'm not sure if that's if that was to help incorporate the cloth goods, but it's a little weird when you're setting them up and you're trying to move them around. You can kind of see there's a little bit of it's a little gappy. There's a very much a clear space in there, and I'm not quite sure why. The first time I heard, you hear that squeaking, maybe. The first time I heard that squeaking, I braced for impact and for possible tears and screamings. I just knew I just snapped that little section that's in there. It didn't happen, thankfully. It's just how the plastic lays, but boy was I worried. But yeah, he gets a little bit it's a little gappy, and I'm not quite sure why. I kind of wish that this waist piece, this waist armor, maybe if that was sculpted to go up a little bit more, or if the lower torso section maybe scooped down to better fit the midsection. I'm not quite sure. It's a little weird because then it winds up looking a little bit uneven. It's a little weird. I'm not quite sure why it lays out like this. I understand that the tail section here actually has a little hook here, and then you being fresh, giving everyone a show. But this actually does go up underneath here. This goes up underneath the skirt and locks onto this pole that is connecting the two pieces together. So I understand why maybe a little bit extra space is needed, but it's almost like that connecting pole is just a little bit too tall. It's a little bit too high, and because of that, the rest of the upper section floats a little bit. So he still looks great. Don't get me wrong. Like, this is a fantastic looking figure. Take a drink every time I say fantastic. Now, don't do that. I don't want to be responsible for that. But he is a great looking figure. It's just that's a little bit strange. So if you're not going to have him covered in the full, with the cloth goods, he might look a little bit weird. So let's take a comparison between him and... Oh, I always forget your name. I'm so sorry. Is it Kragnar? I'm calling you Kragnar. I think. Or that might be the name of the strong bad dragon. I don't remember. But I don't think that he has this issue. Or maybe he does, and I'm just not aware of it. It doesn't look like he has that same kind of gap that Stavros has. It looks like his midsection kind of fits a little more snug. Or maybe it's because of this extra belt that he has. Because he's got this extra belt that is part of the harness, so maybe that wraps around and kind of fills that in, so it's not quite as obvious. Or maybe it's just mine. Maybe this is a weird thing that happened on mine, where maybe the plastic got stretched a little bit. I don't know. I'll stop harping on it, because overall, he is still a fantastic looking figure. And I actually kind of wish that maybe we had gotten an extra set of arms, because that would be really cool to get, because I love the four-armed look of good old Kragnar here, and I wish that we could get that with Stavros, because having a four-armed dragon would be really cool. And, since a lot of his box artwork implies that he is Metallica and Poison and every hairband rolled into one, it doesn't get much more metal than that. So now that we have Stavros sans armor, I can take a little bit better look at some of the articulation that he has going on here. And again, if you're familiar with Mythic Legions and Cosmic Legions, you're not in for any real surprises. The head is articulated at the neck. The jaw is on a hinge, so he can open and close that. He has the torso articulation up top near the middle. He's also got the midsection articulation with that strange gap that I keep going on about. But he's also got some pretty good motion at the shoulders, out and in. Not double jointed at the elbows, but that's no surprise. He's a big guy. He's got articulation at the wrist that can move back and forth. He has pretty good articulation at the waist. If he wants to join Daniel-san and Mr. Miyagi, he's got a pretty good range of motion there. He's got the single joint for the knees. There is that squeak again. But the ankles move pretty well. He's got some pretty good pivoting there on the ankles. The tail, I think I already showed off how the tail attaches, but there's also an extra joint back here, so you can wave that back and forth. That's pretty neat. Because they're dragons, so of course the detailing and the texturing is going to be very similar to that of a crocodile or an alligator. It would be really cool in addition to a Godzilla head, a crocodile warrior or an alligator warrior. would look really cool on this body. I'm sure there's a 3D sculptor who has already thought of this and probably has a few really good molds out there. But if you're looking to troop build this, if you're Bill Gates and you really want to troop build a whole bunch of Stavros and you want to swap out some heads on them, I would recommend doing that. I'm sure there's already a whole bunch of really cool looking alternate dragon heads out there that people have made. He comes with, let's give him his sword, because that looks awesome. And I feel like you can just hear somewhere in the background is an 80s hairband playing and really getting into this. So the sword looks pretty great. He also has this mace. That looks really neat. It's not my favorite weapon. I prefer swords and shields and the like, but the mace is pretty cool. But Stavros may share my opinion and doesn't really want to hold the mace. Look, I understand. I get it. You may not want to hold it. The plastic on this, I'm not going to say that it's flimsy, but if you're running your fingers over it, you can definitely feel that it's a little thin. Which sounds strange because it's not really thin at all, but it has that feeling of I don't want to put too much pressure on this. That worries me. So this will be in his accessory bag. In the meantime, this sword, pretty great. He loves to hold it because I love to have him holding it. But yeah, this is great. I am loving this figure. I think he's very worth it. But Stavros is a big old beefy boy. Let's see how he compares next to some other fun dragon characters like Drago Man from the He-Man Classics line. He's, I think these were like 6 inches. That sounds about right. And Stavros dwarfs him, rightfully so. He looks great. And again, the detailing is really, really good. The articulation scheme is just as good as you would expect from a Mythic Legions figure. He is very much worth getting, and I highly recommend picking him up. Let's see how he looks. Let's see how he looks next to the Dinosaur Warrior T-Rex from, I believe, AX Toys? Axe Toys? I forgot exactly who made him. But that is a pretty decent, that is a decent scale. That's not too bad. The last time I saw someone come this close, it was with one of the Defenders of Eden figures. Speaking of which, let's see how he stacks up against Cuzzo. One of the Armies of Ashmore figures. So, wow, that is really impressive because the Armies of Ashmore figures are big, beefy boys. And Stavros does not care. That is fantastic. Wow, I love this. I almost forgot. Here he is with Turtles of Grayskull Ninjor, who I love. Oh, I love this figure. This is so good. But seeing him with the wings, Ninjor got some wings. It'd be really cool to, well, if I can get his wings to stay on. So Ninjor got some wings, and it would be really cool to see Stavros with wings kind of similar to this. Give me something with some red and some black on them to really, really complement those colors. And that would look great. All right, so in closing, if you're looking for a really, really cool looking Mythic Legions dragon and you can't afford to get Bayethir, I would highly recommend getting the Big Bad Toy Store 25th Anniversary Stavros The Unwavering. Incredible detailing. The extra accessories are really nice. The sword is really cool. The detailing looks great. The added cloth goods are really nice. They're not for me. It's not my preferred look for these, but you get a whole lot of extra goodies. You get the mace, you get the sword, the extra hands, you get the pauldrons. and he's just a really, really well done, really great looking figure. So if you're in the market for him, he's available on Big Bad Toy Store right now. I recommend picking him up. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. If you've enjoyed this toy review, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, all that fun stuff. You can get a hold of us on Blue Sky at Two Guys Talking Toys. That is Two Guys Talking Toys, the number 2, no G after the talking. Our Instagram is 2G Talking Toys. And until next time, take care, everybody.